Did you guys know that they were originally looking for a Nissan Sentra? I didn't either. Hey guys, this is Jules with True Crime Reactions. Disclaimer. Everything stated in this video is my opinion and my opinion only. And just like everything else in these cases we discuss here on this channel, everything is alleged. The cars. Okay? The cars. The cars has been such a strange phenomenon in the Idaho student murder case, okay? Not just because of the Banfeld footage coming out at the exact same time they told us that they were looking for a white Hyundai Elantra, and there being one in the freaking footage that literally happened within an hour before the timeline they're claiming the murders happened, okay? That matched the description perfectly. And then we had the Oregon crash of the white Hyundai Elantra and all of the connections that a bunch of sleuths found when it comes to the state of Oregon. A white Hyundai Elantra, the original owner of King Road, not the original owner, but the current owner at the time of the King Roadhouse, and a bunch of other things. But it wasn't until my buddy here on YouTube, Mikey, sent me this article from the New York Times. Now, this is from June 10th of 2023, and I actually just finished recording a video of me reading the entire article because there is so much information in here that I had never heard before, and I know damn well that you guys hadn't heard it either. So whenever I was skimming through it to get to the Nissan Sentra part, which was the whole reason why Mikey sent me the article to begin with, I started seeing all this stuff and I was like, okay, hold up. I wanted to read it as a reaction. I read the entire thing. I go ham about the Nissan in that video too, but this was the original video that I planned to do with the article until I got squirreled. Okay. I got distracted by a plethora of information. All right. So this one is going to come out first, and the full article video is going to come out in a few days, I guess. But in this one, I do want to talk about all the cars, and we're going to start with the Nissan Sentra. And the reason why we're starting there is because within a week of the murders happening, they weren't looking for a white Hyundai Elantra. They were looking for a newer model Nissan Sentra. And that is crazy to me. I had never heard of that before, literally ever. Now, again, this article is behind a paywall, but I paid the $4 when I saw this information. I'll have a link for it, but I can't guarantee that you're going to be able to open it and read the article in full. It states right here, a week after the killings, records show investigators were on the lookout for a certain type of vehicle, Nissan Sentras, from the model years 2019 to 2023. Quietly, for some reason, without telling the public, bolo, quietly, they ran down the details on thousands of such vehicles, including the owner's addresses, license plate numbers, and the color of each sedan. Now, it goes from a week after the murders, let's say the 20th, okay, let's say the 20th of November, to November 25th. So for 5 days, the police are looking for Nissan Sentras, okay? After that is whenever it gets switched to a 2011 to 2013 Hyundai Elantra. Now, we also know that's not the only change. Now, 4 days later on November 29th is going to be whenever those WSU officers actually see Bryan's information in the system, and then another officer goes and actually views the vehicle in the parking lot of the Steptoe Apartments. 4 days after that. But again, his was a 2015, not a 2011 to 2013. Now, it's interesting that this article claims that as of November 25th, they knew that they were looking for a 11 to 13 Hyundai Elantra, but we didn't really hear about that as the public until December 6th, 7th, 8th, somewhere around there, right?
So we have information of a white vehicle that was in the area either during the time frame of the homicide or around the time frame of the homicide, and we are just wanting to talk to the individuals who are in that vehicle. They may have some valuable information for us, and we're looking for a 2011 to a 2013 Hyundai Elantra.
So even after we've had two WSU officers look at Bryan Kohberger's 2015 Hyundai Elantra, they're still coming out to the public week and a half, 2 weeks almost later, stating 2011, 2013. That's interesting. We also have articles from December 20th talking about how the cops were investigating the white Hyundai that was crashed up in Oregon, and even articles dated December the 15th talking about how Chief Fry was wanting to speak to the individuals, more than one, the occupants of this white Hyundai Elantra. So not only did they have the wrong make and model, then went to the wrong actual year of the vehicles, but now they're wanting to just, I guess, have us have some sort of like sudden amnesia of the fact that they originally told us there was more than one person in the vehicle that they were looking for that they wanted to speak to. Sorry, that doesn't just go away. It's literally printed by like millions of different news places, different social medias. It's out there everywhere. You even have it on video.
And we are just wanting to talk to the individuals who are in that vehicle. They may have some valuable information for us, and we're looking for a 2011 to a 2013 Hyundai Elantra.
So we're supposed to just forget that there was a vehicle with more than one person in it that y'all found valid enough to say out for the public, we want to speak to the occupants of that vehicle? No, we didn't forget. We're just waiting on answers. Now, I do not remember the exact date that it went from the 2011 to 2013 to 2011 to 2016. If you guys remember, can you put it down in the comments? Because I've looked for it and I guess I must have not written that part down. But it's still after they saw Bryan Kohberger's car on November 29th as being a 2015. But it was also after this November 25th date where they knew they'd already had the car wrong at least once. So it's still, even with all this other crazy stuff going on, sounds like they really just had no freaking idea what they were doing. Okay, so that's a Nissan Sentra and two different year versions of a Hyundai Elantra. Now let's remember this situation.
Genesis license through Washington 11 2027. The vehicle is valid on a 2005 Hyundai Sonata.
Copy, it should be an Elantra. Received.
Copy, it might be, it actually says sedan, so it's my bad.
Hyundai Sonata. Now notice that the lady on the other end at the dispatch office is claiming that she misread it because it probably actually should say sedan. But I've never seen a vehicle registration just say Hyundai sedan. That's not normal. It'll say four-door or it'll say sedan somewhere, maybe, but it's always going to have the actual year, make, and model. It's not just going to say 2005 Hyundai sedan. That's not how that works. Now, do you guys remember this?
I have leaked footage. I've seen things that they may have not seen. I know for a fact the path that this white salon, this car took.
White Cilantro is what it sounds like he was about to say. Now, it almost sounds like he's trying to mix up Sentra and Sonata, which is insane. Now, this probably was literally just him slip of the tongue situation, or in his brain, he knew they were looking for a Nissan Sentra at some point, and it just came out messed up because his brain's all scrambled from the situation, which I understand. I do. I get it. As much as I talk about that family, I do understand that they are grieving the loss of a child, but they are also putting another child's life in jeopardy with their tunnel vision need for an answer, not the answer, just an answer. They want to be able to put this past them, which I understand, but they can't sit here and act like things exist that don't. They just can't. So I found it interesting whenever he did mention the vehicle incorrectly, because we know that he knows a lot of background stuff that he probably shouldn't, that he is really not getting any answers for because of the gag order. So we know that he has not only allowed his imagination to run wild, but he's also gone to very non-traditional sources in order to be able to get information. And there's really just no telling what's up there, you know, when it comes to what he knows or might think he knows when it comes to this case. So I take slips like that sort of seriously, especially whenever you can kind of put them all together with all of the other insanity going on here. So I would love to know who the Nissan Sentra belongs to, who this newer model Nissan Sentra belongs to. Did they ever actually figure that out, or did they just switch because their so-called expert realized they had it wrong. And did they ever get anybody to like double check said expert after getting it wrong so many times? Or they just keep believing this guy for no reason at all? That's wild to me. Just absolutely wild. A Nissan Sentra. If you guys have any thoughts just from doing y'all's own stuff, knowing things that maybe I try to stay out of because some people go way too far. But when it comes to this Sentra, if you guys know of any channels who might have talked about a Nissan Sentra, let me know down in the comments because I am curious. I'm curious. But that's it, you guys. If you like the way that I present this information and give my opinion, please do not forget to leave a like on your way out and subscribe to the channel if you are not subscribed already. See y'all.